Have you ever looked up at the starry sky and wondered if we're really alone in the universe? This thought, inspired by the simple act of looking up at the night sky, stirs emotions and questions about our existence and our place in the cosmos. Our fascination with the universe dates back to our ancestors, who saw the sky as a canvas on which stories of gods and heroes were painted. Over time, we've learned about celestial bodies and galaxies, and yet, the question remains, are we alone? This question has sparked theories, debates, and countless UFO sightings. Reports from every corner of the globe talk about strange lights in the sky and encounters with otherworldly beings. These sightings feed our curiosity and represent the possibility of life beyond Earth. Skepticism is part of this narrative. Many dismiss these sightings as illusions or explain them away as weather phenomena. However, some insist these sightings are evidence of extraterrestrial life. The debate continues with arguments and evidence from both sides. Regardless of your stance, the intrigue surrounding these sightings sparks our imagination. They represent our longing to understand the universe and find answers to the questions that have haunted us since the dawn of time. Today we invite you on a journey into the unknown. We'll explore the most compelling UFO sightings and delve into the accounts, theories, and controversies. And maybe, just maybe, we'll come a step closer to answering that haunting question. Are we alone in the universe? So, fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a ride that's out of this world. We're about to explore the top 10 most authentic UFO sightings. It promises to be a journey filled with mystery, intrigue, and wonder. Fasten your seatbelts as we venture into the unknown, counting down the top 10 most authentic UFO sightings. We start our journey in Phoenix, Arizona with the infamous Phoenix Lights. On the evening of March 13, 1997, something extraordinary lit up the desert sky. Thousands of residents looked up to witness a series of bright orbs forming a distinct V shape, silently gliding overhead. From housewives to pilots, people from all walks of life stood awestruck, their gazes fixed on the otherworldly spectacle. The sighting sparked immediate fascination, triggering a media frenzy. Yet the official explanation provided by authorities was far from satisfactory. Military flares during a training exercise, they said. But those who witnessed the event continue to challenge this version of events. They argue, how could flares stay in perfect formation and travel the entire length of the state? The Phoenix Lights remain a beacon of intrigue in the realm of UFO sightings, an enigma that still lights up the minds of UFO enthusiasts. Our next stop takes us across the pond to Rendlesham Forest, England. On a chilly December night in 1980, military personnel stationed at RAF Bentwaters reported strange lights descending into the nearby forest. Venturing out to investigate, they encountered a metallic triangular craft covered in mysterious hieroglyphics. The craft lifted off, leaving behind scorch marks and elevated radiation levels. This wasn't the end of it. 2 nights later, the lights returned, and so did the military personnel, this time with a high-ranking officer, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt. He described a red, sun-like light that broke into 5 separate white objects, moving at incredible speeds and sharp angles. Despite official investigations, including one by the UK's Ministry of Defence, the Rendlesham Forest incident remains unexplained. Skeptics suggest the sightings were misinterpretations of a nearby lighthouse or even a prank. But for the eyewitnesses and many ufologists, the incident remains a compelling piece of evidence in the search for extraterrestrial life. A forest tale that continues to bewilder. Leaving the American continent, we now travel to Westall, Australia for a mass sighting that left a school in awe. On a clear April morning in 1966, over 200 students and teachers of Westall High School witnessed a peculiar event. A silver disc, unlike any aircraft they'd ever seen, descended into a nearby field, hovering just above the ground. Before they could make sense of what they were witnessing, the object ascended and disappeared into the sky. The event was quickly covered up, with witnesses told they had not seen a UFO but a weather balloon. Despite the official explanation, those who were there that day remember it differently. The Westall UFO encounter remains one of the most significant mass sightings in history. A school day that turned into a lifelong mystery. Now we fly to Tehran, Iran for a military encounter that defied explanation. On the night of September 19, 1976, Iranian jet fighters attempted to intercept a bright, star-like object seen hovering over the city. As the pilots approached, their communication and weapon systems mysteriously malfunctioned. In a shocking twist, the unidentified object then released a smaller object, which aggressively pursued one of the jets. The pilots engaged in a high-speed chase with this smaller object before it finally returned to the larger one, and both disappeared into the night sky. This incident remains one of the most well-documented military encounters with a UFO. The Tehran UFO incident, a high-stakes chase in the night sky. Leaving the skies of Tehran, we return to the United States for a series of unexplained encounters in Levelland, Texas. On a stormy night in November 1957, multiple motorists reported their vehicles stalling as glowing, egg-shaped objects passed overhead. Panic gripped the town as more and more reports came in. Even the local sheriff and his deputy weren't spared from this eerie phenomenon. They too witnessed these unidentified objects and experienced the unexplained stalling of their patrol car. Despite investigations, the Levelland UFO case remains one of the most intriguing cases of UFO interference with vehicles. The Levelland UFO case, a night of high strangeness in the Texas plains. We now journey north to the chilly waters of Shag Harbor, Canada, for an intriguing UFO sighting that led to an underwater search. On the night of October 4, 1967, multiple witnesses reported seeing a low-flying, lit object crash into the waters of Shag Harbor. Local fishermen, intrigued by these reports along with the Coast Guard, initiated a search in the hope of finding remnants, or perhaps answers. However, the waters of Shag Harbor remained tight-lipped, revealing no trace of any object, terrestrial or otherwise. Despite this, the Shag Harbor UFO incident remains one of Canada's best documented UFO sightings, leaving us with a chilling maritime mystery that sank beneath the waves. The Shag Harbor UFO incident, a mystery that submerged and never resurfaced. From the cold waters of Canada, we return to the arid landscapes of Arizona, USA, for one of the most famous alleged alien abductions. On November 5, 1975, Travis Walton and his co-workers were returning home from a day of logging, when they encountered a bright, saucer-shaped object. Suddenly, a beam of light struck Walton, causing him to disappear for 5 days. Upon his return, Walton recounted an experience that would send shockwaves through the UFO community. He claimed to have been aboard an alien spacecraft. Despite skepticism and controversy, the Travis Walton abduction remains one of the most famous and debated cases in ufology. The Travis Walton abduction, an encounter that took one man beyond the stars and left us with a tale that transcends time and space. We now return to American soil for a harrowing encounter in Texas. On a cold December night in 1980, Betty Cash, Vicki Landrum, and Vicki's grandson Colby were driving home when they encountered a diamond-shaped craft radiating heat and a squadron of helicopters. The aftermath left them with physical ailments and a lifetime of unanswered questions. They sought answers and justice through a fruitless lawsuit against the US government. This is the Cash-Landrum incident. A chilling encounter that leaves more questions than answers. Next, we jet off to Belgium, where an entire country was gripped by a UFO wave. In the late 80s and early 90s, thousands of Belgians reported seeing large, silent, low-flying black triangles. The Belgian Air Force even scrambled F-16s in response, with radar confirmations but no explanations. Notably, a photograph, albeit controversial, emerged, intensifying the mystery. Despite rigorous analysis, the Belgium UFO wave remains unexplained. A wave that swept across a nation, leaving ripples of intrigue. And finally, we arrive at our number one, the Hudson Valley UFO wave. It was just another ordinary evening in the Hudson Valley region of New York in the early 80s, when suddenly, the sky lit up with a V-shaped array of lights. Thousands of residents reported seeing this strange spectacle, their eyes wide with wonder and disbelief. The description? A massive, silent craft hovering low and slow, casting a mesmerizing display of lights. The local media was soon abuzz, newspapers and television stations echoing the eyewitness accounts, yet the official response was dismissive, attributing the sightings to a group of pranksters with ultra-light aircraft. But the sheer number of witnesses, and the consistency in their accounts, begs the question, could they all have been mistaken? The Hudson Valley UFO wave remains one of the most well-documented and hotly debated UFO sightings in history. A wave of sightings that continues to crash against the shores of skepticism. From lights in the desert to waves over the valley, these UFO sightings continue to challenge our understanding of the universe. We've journeyed from the enigmatic Phoenix lights through the haunting Rendlesham Forest incident to the intriguing Cash Landrum case and all the way to the captivating Hudson Valley UFO wave. Each of these sightings, in its own way, has cast a light on the inexplicable phenomena that continue to occur in our skies. This enduring fascination with extraterrestrial encounters is not just about thrill or curiosity. It's about the broader quest for knowledge, the pursuit of truth, and the exploration of the seemingly infinite cosmos. It's about keeping an open mind, questioning the known, and stepping into the unknown. Remember to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and explore our other content. The universe is vast and our journey is just beginning.